I'm dragging them over there, and best case I can sort of do. I'm just doing like a quick field strip. Anything of value, like maybe some jerky.
I would say your vision's worn off at this point, so make a survival check with disadvantage.
Survival check disadvantage. Copy that. Okay.
And where you guys said you were setting a fire, somebody ping it for me. I think
Survival.
it was over here, right? Or setting up a camp, I guess.
Well,
This
looks like where I'm standing.
looks
Maybe.
like a water.
Ooh, 20 and 17, baby.
Nice.
So it takes you about 20, 30 minutes or so while they're setting up the camp and things like that, but you do manage to get some semblance of a good bit of the meat and a little bit of the hide from these creatures.
Oh my!
They weren't they weren't thick or heavy or fat or anything like that. They were like pretty lean as far as creatures go, but you did get a little bit of meat off of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say
I'm just gonna present them to the group for further conditioning, as I can't quite see what I'm doing.
right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're completely blind again. So,
And
and give me a second. I will give you all a flame.
for some reason
Doesn't
I
matter
can't move.
because
So it's permissions, MTC. That's why he couldn't see.
Yep.
He can't move his character either.
I deleted permissions for everything, didn't I?
I mean, I'm a
That would
very
be the whole
stationary
thing.
monk.
Yeah, it's because so that's right. So now you have everything. You can see.
Oh,
you can move. You
I can
do.
move. Yep.
I can do.
Let me do this now because this was our problem, right?
Yeah.
Boom. Sorry. It was because I was using your character for something else. You can still see? Everybody can see. Everybody's
No.
got
Well,
vision?
No.
Everything's black now. But I mean, I could see I could actually. The thing is, the map is black. Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
Oh, so
Oh, there. Wait a second. There it goes.
see.
I've got you. I've got to set everybody and turn your base vision off because we're not using dynamic lighting. Give me a second.
There we go.
I've got everybody
me
set up to do this. That's right. Just comment. Pull your jets.
Where are you
We've got it
dancing
now.
around?
Everybody should be able to see. Yes?
Yes.
I see things.
Yep.
Even the blind
This
man
is my
has some
choice.
type of vision.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now you all have sight. You all have move. Don't move over there. Remember, the purple is death fog. Back to what I was doing. I apologize. Here we go. And light and that. So, you all get a fireplace or a fire going, right? That's what you were setting
Yep.
up to do?
Yep.
Yes? Okay. So we'll say that's that. And as
Yep.
you sit around the fire, it's about 8, 9 o'clock. You've got this meat that this strange hooded man with dreadlocks has stripped off these wolves for the last half hour or so, and he brings over the pelts and the meat to you all. The only light that you see is from this campfire, and I assume your torches have gone out at this point. For rest, we're going to do a 3-watch system. So first watch, second watch, third watch. You can decide among yourselves who would like to take first watch, if anybody at all.
I will take first one.
Okay.
And I'll take second watch.
Okay. And who's going last?
Ladies and gents, I don't think that, well, my face should reveal it all. I shouldn't take third watch. I can't see.
A blind man in a party. This should get interesting. I guess I'll take third watch.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything before you turn in for the night?
Well, the only thing I'm probably going to do after is probably lean maybe against this tree over here so that nothing comes up on behind me and just be looking at the party. So I'm watching, but I'm also kind of watching the party too.
Okay. That's fair.
I dig in my clearly overpacked backpack and I take a potion.
You take a potion. Okay. So let's say flat 10 heal for small potions, I think we said.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you heal 10 points. Okay. Anybody else? Or are we going to sleep? Going to sleep.
Sleep.
As you all nod off for the night, Wicked, you said you were taking first?
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you set out your bedrolls, equipment, maybe a tent here, and kind of get yourself a little bit comfortable. You are still on this muddy ground. It has stopped raining, but the ground is not very dry. The sleep's a little bit uncomfortable, but you all drift off. I need you to make a perception check for me, Wicked, for the first watch.
Oh, I forgot I had to do that. Oh boy.
Page 16. Okay.
Yeah.
So during the first few hours of the eve, you're watching. You can't really see much further than the flames perimeter. You hear the noises of the night. Seems to be a typical forest and a typical night. You notice that the flame creates heavy shadows on all the trees around you. Sorry, I'm looking for things and I don't have them. That's fine. The flames seem to flicker and dance and create massive shadows on these trees. All of the trees seem to be like leaning almost over the path, almost like arching over the path. They're not, but they appear to be. You hear a little bit of rustling in the leaves off in the distance, but you don't seem to see anything through the trees. As the few more hours pass, you trade off your second watch to Kelma, and you wake Kelma up and begin to rest yourself. Kelma, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Sure thing. Perfect.
I'll be right back.
My
Nice.
first 20.
Very nice. So you being very attentive and paying attention to everything around you with your dark vision, you can see all the way until the mists don't allow any more vision through them. A slight rain begins to drop and fall again over the canopy and the area. And sorry. Simply light rain, nothing more. The fire does seem to dim a little bit, but it's still keeping strong, and you throw another log onto it just to make sure that you can find sticks and things like that to keep it up. You hear something rustling in the bushes off behind you. You said you were sitting on that tree facing outward, more or less,
Yeah.
toward the road. You hear something rustling in the bushes behind you. About 30 minutes or so pass, and a small group of bats seems to fly overhead.
Bats. Bats.
You notice a small creature kind of hop out of the mist in the woods a little bit behind you, about, I'd say, if you're here, I would say, can you see that ping?
Mhm.
Right about there. Kind of hops out of the woods and kind of looks in your direction. It looks like a bunny rabbit, but it's a little bit different than your average bunny rabbit. You notice that it has something on its back, and its face doesn't look quite right. But you see this.
Hmm.
A Whopper Tinger. Now serving at McDonald's.
You see a whopper tinger. It kind of hops out of the brush in the bush and just kind of sneaks over to Gaynor's pack, sitting on the ground beside him, and just kind of looks around curiously, and then begins to put its head inside of one of the pouches in the pack and begins to seem to fish around.
Well, I'm gonna pull out my quarterstaff and slam the quarterstaff not at him, but like near him, just to scare the crap out of the thing.
Okay. Make an intimidation check for me.
How the party kill rabbits.
8.
It lifts its head up. It's a little shook, but it doesn't seem to.
Well, then I start walking at him, kind of doing that whole like shoo, like get away, you
Shoo.
infernal weird thing.
And you see it kind of like not hiss at you. That's the wrong word, but kind of like bar its teeth in your direction, and you see it almost has like beaver style teeth. It glares at you a little bit, and then hops back off into the forest and into the mist off in this direction.
Yeah.
As you go to sit back down, the remainder of your watch kind of goes off without much issue. The rain does begin to pick up a little bit and get a little heavier, and it starts to dim the campfire itself that you're sitting at.
Yeah, I didn't know it could do that.
But with your watch over, you pass it to Branwyn, who wakes up and begins her watch. And Nimue, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Oh.
And
Dims is the wrong word. It's like the fire is starting to go out by heavier rain,
yeah.
more or less.
And when I go to sleep, I just kind of tell Braun that like I'll go to Braun. I'm like, hey Braun, just a little FYI.
I haven't told you my name yet.
None of you know each other's names.
Oh, okay.
Y'all didn't have this conversation.
Oh, well then basically I just turn to her and just go, there's strange creatures afoot, very weird. Keep an eye out. And I just go.
I just kind of frown and shrug. Like, okay.
All right.
Watch.
And your watch is a 20 perception. The rain does get a little bit heavier. The fire still in the wee hours of the turning into morning and turning into dawn, more or less. The fire is almost completely out, but you look around. The bats, after the first hour or so, stop flying overhead, and you don't seem to notice any of these weird creatures from the wood or anything like that Kelma was mentioning. As you look up into the sky, where the sun would normally crest over the horizon, you don't see the sun. It does become lighter outside, but the heavy gray clouds obscure any actual sunlight. As the morning comes, you see the mists begin to once again rise further and further above the trees. Not so much the purple mist, but just the general Moorish white mists of this land. The purple mists are still very much 20 feet off the path from you and haven't encroached or moved any closer at this point. But that is your watch as the party begins to rouse and wake up for the day. What are you doing?
Is this considered a
Well,
long...
that was a good morning and a good sleep. How did everyone sleep? Phenomenal.
Everybody take a long rest on DnDBeyond, by the way.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
I stand up. I just kind of look around, and I point to, because it was Gaynor's pack that the thing was messing around with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I look at Gaynor. I go, check your belongings. Some weird rabbit thing was poking through. I shoot him away, but I don't know. He might have grabbed some rations or something.
Upon him mentioning weird rabbit thing, would I, with my high survival, know what he's talking about?
You can make a history check to see if you
History check?
ever known a creature like that. He didn't really describe it that well, but so you could make a check. What'd you roll?
15.
You've heard of rabbits. Rabbits don't normally dig through people's pouches or anything like that, but from the way he described it, it's a little odd that there's a rabbit trying to dig through pouches. You didn't really get enough of a look at it or see that it had what it had on it. So.
Okay.
I kind of give Cal a weird look, and I kind of like search my pack.
And you find that everything still seems to be there. It doesn't seem like you actually count your count of rations again, and you find that you are missing one.
Hold up. Where is it? Oh, wait, no. Inventory, equipment. Wait, no. Where is it? Yeah, inventory.
But
Okay.
other than that, nothing's
I
missing.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I count to 14. I'm like, I'm missing a ration pack.
Then I just when he says that, I just kind of look and go, the creature must have took it, and I kind of bow to him slightly and go, my apologies. I thought I caught him before he ran off.
It's only one ration pack. You're fine.
I also would like to let you all know I did a quick field strip of all those wonderful wolves we encountered earlier. We have fresh meat now.
Are you carrying that fresh meat and hide with you, or
We could strip it for breakfast. We could fry it up over the fire.
See Roman's a crinkle her nose, like,
You seem pretty resourceful for a blind man.
Well, being blind in this wonderful world, you have to be. And I sort of do like a weird sort of salute nod thing to him as I go down and try to fry up a little bit of the wolf meat.
Okay.
I'm going to go back onto the road.
Yeah, just
Hey.
make a survival check for me, Little Lord. For cooking purposes, because I don't know if you have cooking equipment or anything like that.
22.
And you fry up about, I'd say, about a day's worth of rations for the party in general.
Okay.
Everybody could add one ration to their equipment or eat it at the time, your player's call. But, yeah, and you still have the hide roughly ripped off of the bodies and things like that. But it's passable for hide. You got most of the fur and stuff like that off of them.
Okay.
Kelmar, you said you go back onto the road?
Yeah, because I just wanted to scout now that it's I'm assuming it's like first in the morning.
Yeah, it's first in the morning, and you can clearly see in front of you. You still can't see past these massive walls of fog about 20 feet off in each direction, but the trees that you do see are very tight together, and the path in front of you seems to wind further and further into this wood. Do you all set off further down the road you were originally traveling? Or would you like to do anything else?
I kind of want to figure out why everyone's here.
Yeah,
like,
you're more than welcome to have a
My
conversation.
character feels like this is normal to him. He's just a weird shit happening to him at this point in his life.
I was breaking bread and gathering up food so we could all talk about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I suppose we don't need to be off immediate.
I just kind of look at the party, going, well, I think we should talk quickly and head over to wherever this place is before it gets night. I don't trust the woods.
I agree.
And at the moment, it's only about 9 in the morning. Just a
I
heads up.
don't want to objectively disagree with anybody in our group that has been formulated by this wonderful fog, but there is a road. So whoever was through this forest before obviously made a road through here. There is a place to go. This isn't all forest. I feel like we could sit down and talk about who we are before we head off. Somebody made this road.
I agree with my friends that I would rather not get caught by a direwolf again.
Speak for yourself. As a blind man, I think I did quite well for not being able to see.
You fought pretty well for not being able to see.
And I turn my head and I look at the wizard and I just kind of go, yeah, for not being able to see, so you claim.
I can't see. I take off the sort of the cloth wrap and I reveal. You guys could perception check, but it's morning. It would be really low, and
I
it
was
would be
about to say
also
you can all
NPC.
see. If he takes his
Um,
keyboard off willingly, you can all see.
Yeah, so I take it off willingly and reveal sort of like scratched out eyes and black sort of weird mist like qualities crusting around my eyes, revealing 2 completely empty sockets. I don't even have eyes. Never mind being able to see through them.
Mm.
I kind of laugh. I'm like, ha 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 ha. There's a blind man and a young warlock in front while the strong sit behind. It's hilarious.
And I,
Sin, strong.
and I turn to the warlock and go, it's like, well, good thing for the strong that sat behind, especially the one that stood over you while you were being eaten.
Well, at least I tried to save a blind man.
Blind man was fine. You weren't.
Children. Let's just not fight and get to where we need to be, and then we can all part ways.
Mm.
I break bread with anybody, and I put the cloth back on. So massive fire thing standing right beside me. What is your name?
Who-
I'm Lamb, and I take a very gracious curtsy bow, almost flamboyantly and exaggerated.
Flame thing.
Who are you talking to?
I was talking to Gaynor.
Oh, okay. You said flame thing. I was very confused. My name's Gaynor. That's all you need to know.
Gaynor? Do you prefer the man? And I tilt my head to the left.
It's my given name. Thank you very much.
Ah, so it's not your real name. Secrets. And I take a nice smile and twirl my staff a little bit and slam it, like pound it on the ground. Interesting. I like this one. Woman, what is your name?
Wow.
For I am Lamb. Another gracious curtsy bow.
I bow in return. You may call me Gwen.
Gwen. I like that name.
And of course, he can't see your bow, but you bow nonetheless.
The mask is quite odd. Doesn't seem like we can trust you very well.
She's wearing a mask too? Is she blind?
I see
No.
perfectly.
Interesting.
My reasons for a mask are my own.
Well, I showed you mine.
Mm.
Now, I can't see yours, but I do trust the people around me to judge such characters. Now, we all basically did the same thing. We captured by the purple fog, the smelling grossness of it still haunts me.
Mm.
But I have revealed my entire self to you. You know exactly who I am, my name, what I'm about, and that I don't have any eyes.
Mm.
And for a lady to stand so far into the forest, not want to be captured or caught, and wants to hurry away, not eat, and not break bread with us, and wears a mask. And I point my quarterstaff gently towards her. Something's not right about this one.
Mm.
And then I put my staff down on the ground, and I lean on it. I like it.
Does anybody else want to do introductions?
I walk up.
No, I just kind of sit back.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna sit back and continue to see this play out.
What you call it? I walk up to what's Wicked's character's name? Trovak.
Trovik.
Trovik. I walk up to Trovik and I go, warrior. I trust those that are strong of arm. It seems like you were taken by surprise in the last battle. Do you have any sense of what might be going on?
Not particularly. It's been a long time since I've wielded this axe, but I was called here to Barovia. I intend to find out why.
He's a great general, you know.
Really?
He's a great general and a town hero. Yeah. Heard many stories of this man. He told me one on the way over.
But true, we did do that
He
last
is-
session.
He is perhaps the loudest of us all. If I had to pick a man to fight our battles with the tongue, I would go with him.
It was a long time ago.
So,
Wow.
as you all make your acquaintances, for better or worse, you do notice that the sun is starting to get up in the sky, even though you still can't see the sun. It's probably about 10:30 at this point. Do you all continue down the path? Try and go back the way you came?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time.
Not the way not the way we came. The way we came is guarded by white fog, right? Like behind us?
As you look down the path, there does seem to be a fog creeping over the road in that direction. But
Okay,
it is
so
white fog.
Yeah.
We basically have the only forward to travel to, right?
Yeah.
Logically.
Depends on if you want to walk through fog or not.
Well, I just start walking ahead, and I basically, as I walk ahead, I turn around, going, "Look, there's only one thing that we know: is that we're here. There's something that direction, and there's the unknown behind us. I'm done with fog. Let's walk where there's none." And then I turn.
Quite agree. I'm also done with this fog.
The lady seems to like me. I'm gonna follow her. Skips off.
Okay.
As we're
Okay.
walking sort of together, I'm gonna request to you all, can I stay in the middle? As I can't quite see as well as you. Meep meep.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I just kind of shrug and just says, "Do as you wish."
All right. So, with that, I'm going to copy all of you real quick. Okay, so you all continue down the path. Who's technically in the front in this marching order? I guess I should ask.
I guess.
So I guess we'll do
Maybe
Kel.
Kelma and
Kel's
Trevor?
kind of leadership quality. I'll be
Yeah,
right
line
behind
yourselves
Kel.
up here so I can have a.
And then I think
Right
Little
order.
Lord will be behind me.
I mean, y'all don't have to be in a one line. You can be two
Okay.
or three to a right
Yeah.
type thing.
Is-
But
is
just
that-
in
is
general,
that-
like I want to get a marching order of who's first line, second line, third line type stuff.
Okay, then Little Lord, why don't you come up to second line by me?
The name is Lam Lam, sir. Little Lord, one day perhaps. But I still have my height.
And Brandon, where are you falling in? Staying where you're at?
Yeah.
So I'll take that
Alright.
into consideration. Okay. So first off, Kelma, I need you to make a general perception check for me as you all are traveling down this winding road. Just make sure you can keep eyes on where you're going and things like that.
19.
Ooh.
And you do. So you continue down this road. It's about 4 or 5 hours down this road.
Oh, shit.
Nothing out of the ordinary seems to happen. The fog seems to be at bay on the sides. You notice the purple fog begin to dissipate and it all become white fog out in the tree line. It's still thick enough that you can't see past it, but this road winds through the forest and you're still on mud road for the most part. 5 hours or so pass, and 1 second. And you arrive
Green.
hereabouts.
Hmm.
I think if I had that right. There we go. Yep. We'll move this up one. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. Boop,
Should
and
I
boop.
reset my roll 20 because it still says I have 5 hit points, even though I'm 15 on D&D.
Mine also says on the thing. I think that's an extension issue.
Gotcha.
I will reset your stuff because I think I had it manually in for yours. TB, I
Oh.
don't know why, but I'll do that. There we go. Okay, you're good. I just want to make sure everybody's actually hit their long rest button and done their thing. That's the
Yeah.
important part. Okay, so sorry. 1 second. Wow, that sucks. All my fucking handouts that I had pulled up are gone. That's awful. Fun stuff.
Oof.
Yeah, I had like 6 handouts pulled up, and now it's all poofty gone.
I had to find that handout real quick when I was doing that. I was like, shit, where are we?
Right, exactly. So about 5 or so hours roll around. It's about 1 or 2, maybe 3 p.m. at this point. And you all come across about 200 or so feet from this. You look behind you, and the fog that had been keeping to the edge of the woods spills out of the forest and swallows up the road in your wake. Jutting out ahead from the impenetrable wood on both sides of the road, there are 2 tall stone statues standing in front of a large stone wall with a massive wooden gate. You see this in front of you. Did I show that to you? I did not show that to you. I did show that to you.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 statues both are headless, the heads lying in the weeds down in the ground below them, almost as being reclaimed by the earth at this point. The 2 statues greet you only with silence. As you begin to approach the gates, you hear a rustling come off from this direction of these bushes.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, could I do a quick perception check?
Sure. I'd say perception check with disadvantage if you're trying to figure out what it is.
I just want to know where it's coming from.
Oh, yeah, then straight perception check. Yep.
Okay. 19 was my second one. It didn't appear.
Didn't go for it. Yeah, you can definitely see it's coming from like this direction right here, and you understand where it's coming from. After a few moments of the bushes rustling, you see a small bunny-like creature hop out, and of course I can't control it now, and hop out into the center of the road. Kind of looks over in your group's direction as it hops this way, sits up, turns its head, and in the daylight you can all clearly see this thing has wings on its back. It's got tiny antlers, and it's got beaver fangs, but it is the body of a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
It looks like an abomination of sorts, but
I point to it with my staff and go, "Well, I told you it looked weird."
Cute, but mildly disturbing.
Can I try and identify it?
Sure, make a survival check. Or a history check if you think you would know it from your past, but
18.
Yeah, you've heard tales of fey abominations, more or less, like hybrid creatures, if you will. Usually they're mostly found in the Shadowfell, not generally on the plane of the Forgotten Realms or the material plane, more or less. But you do know of creatures like this. You've heard stories and tales. You haven't seen one, but you know of them.
So I reach out to the group. I'm like, I've heard of tales of these abomination creatures made by the Fae. They tend to be in otherworldly realms.
To judge a creature by its looks is to judge everyone in the same coin. I'm going to rip off a piece of the wolf and sort of toss it in between. It stole rations from your pack earlier. I think it's just hungry.
It crawls up kind of towards the pack of, or the little bit of meat that you've thrown, begins to pick it up between its 2 hands, sit on its hind legs, its ears kind of almost sonaring out, and begins to nibble on the flesh itself.
Getting cute, yet mildly disturbing.
I agree. Did you finally look in a mirror? Take that mask off. You frightened me. Kidding.
Oh, wow.
Can I use my animal handling to like try and approach it and coax
That man
it
has some things to work
in
on.
some way?
Sure, make an animal handling check as you step towards it.
Can I assist?
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Oh, wow,
Gaynor.
never mind.
Amazing.
You kind of walk up to it. I'm assuming hand out, like trying to like coax an animal, more or less, correct?
Right.
It doesn't run from you. It looks in your direction, still munching on the food, kind of like pulling it away in a backwards direction, like you're going to take it from it or something.
I walk up next to Gaynor and go, these things don't frighten or be interested in our humanity or humans or whatever in any way. When he was going through your pack, I tried to scare him off, and it just acted like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, these things seemed to not care either way. They just kind of be.
Lives in a forest with direwolf. I think it has bigger problems than us.
And not only that, it eats the dire wolf. The enemy of the enemy is my friend.
Well,
As you all are conversing about this creature, and it's eating this piece of flesh. I assume it's a decent sized piece of flesh, but it kind of sits on its hind legs and does this warbled kind of screech. It's not ear shattering, but it's loud. And then you see
yep.
two more kind of jump out of the bush and go over to it and begin to use their talon-like claws to rip off chunks of flesh from this piece of meat that this thing is eating off of. And they all begin to eat off of it.
I'm getting a serious Jurassic Park 2 vibe where that girl hands a little bit of sandwich and then all the dinosaurs come and eat her.
Yep.
Jurassic Park, Monty Python rolled into one.
Yeah.
Holy hand grenade!
And they seem to be somewhat contented by eating this slab of flesh.
Perhaps we should go around them.
Yeah, I agree. How about do you have any extra of that flesh that you can just toss off to the woods while we walk around to catch their attention?
Kelma. And I'm
You
sort
really
of
think we should
swinging
continue
it around
feeding?
my head. I'm swinging it around my head like a cowboy. You doubt me so much, and I throw it sort of throw it off into the distance here so we can sort of skirt around it sort of this way.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
about here.
So as you throw it and it lands on the ground, it only takes a few seconds, and you see three more rush out towards this pile of meat and begin to scarf and devour on it.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I start
We're
going
feeding the
back up.
creatures. We're feeding the creatures of the
You
wild.
said you wanted to go around this way?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all begin to advance.
Well, I said I did.
Oh,
Everybody changed their mind when I threw that slab of meat.
that
was the
what
plan.
you were gonna do.
Did we?
I also have a little bit of wolf on me, ladies, gents, of the purple mist. We do have a drop and run method.
I kind of go by like, well, we better start moving now because I get a feeling we just taught these things that we have food, and we're either going to have to
Yeah, let's move.
we either keep on feeding them until they look at us for food, or they're going to come after us thinking that we are the food. So we need to be moving now.
I'm not even waiting for this to finish. I'm off.
Yeah, I was like about to say, I'm like, I'll join
There
her.
you go. Okay. Okay.
Trovik was like,
about-
nope.
Just stick him with the group. Numbers are scary.
All right.
I'm gonna
As
puff out my chest and sort of, you rabbit-winged beasts, don't scare me.
this
As
one
I'm shaking.
is going to look over in your direction, tilt its head as they finish this pile of flesh, and those ones up top have started to devour what they had been eating pretty rapidly. Are you guys continuing around them?
I
I'm
mean-
gonna throw a small, like, very, very, like enough that they would like fight amongst the three for a big piece, and so I'm gonna throw it sort of in that direction to sort of coax those three to like, hey, look at that big piece of meat that I threw over there. Here's a little one. Go join them. Fight amongst
This,
yourselves.
I'll say, make a strength check just to see how far you can chuck the piece of meat.
Some
It's smaller
bitch.
meat,
My
but
strength is gonna fail me.
I mean,
Oh boy.
Hello? Oh, there we go. Oh my god.
Oh,
so it lands about there.
no. Oh, no.
Where does it land? Sorry. Okay, that's fair. That's fine.
As this one heads over towards it, this one goes towards it as well, and this one kind of runs up and tries to pick on what he can of it.
How about we just keep on
No.
moving?
Keep on shimmying on.
I'm gonna keep on moving
Swinging
forward.
on, okay. As you all move forward, and past these beasts, the gate in front of you, you see now, is well shut, and it's very large. It's at least 100 feet tall, like massive gate. As
Wonderful.
a few more of these jump out of the woods behind in the brush that you just passed through, and begin to run over to this piece of meat and fight the rest of them for it.
It's fine.
Phenomenal.
As you approach the gate to about here-ish, the wooden gates slowly begin to creak open, and you hear the screeching hinges as they move. The gates seem to be welcoming you in, but there doesn't seem to be anybody operating or manning them.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
You can cast Detect Magic.
Do I detect any magic in the door or the other side of it?
Let me see, because that's actually not listed there. What does Detect Magic do again? Remind me, so I can know what my
Detect Magic. For a duration, you can see the persistence of magic within 30 feet. So if
You
a
can
magic
sense it, and you learn at School of Magic, if any.
Yeah.
It is. I'm sorry. It's like a charm is the wrong word, but God, the door is being magically opened by some force. I don't know exactly what school it is. I apologize. My knowledge of magic is not what it needs to be, but it is a magical force that seems to be opening this gate for you all.
Can I have advantage with magic? Just to know, or are you saying we know what it is? You just
You know what it is. I just, me personally as the DM, don't know what school of magic it would be under. But you know, it's not dark magic. It's just a school of magic. I just can't put my finger on the name right now because I'm silly.
Human-sized flying rabbits with beaver teeth and horns. And now magic doors.
Oh, it's magic. Wonderful. I'm going through it.
As these have finished and begin to hop this direction,
Yeah,
you all proceed through the
Doors.
stone and wooden gates. As you pass through,
Pretty
you
resort-
hear the squelching clasp and pinching of metal behind you.
Loading screen.
No,
Oh God.
Hey.
No, it
you
sounds like-
hear.
can
You
I
can
would-
make a perception check to know what
Yeah,
that was.
I? I'm gonna-
Anybody?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do- yeah. Where's my perception?
Ah, don't close.
12.
Perception. That Yeah, 10 would be the check. As you look over your shoulder, you see one of these rabbit things has gotten caught in what appears to be a medium-sized bear trap of sorts,
Oh shit.
and it has squelched it, and you see the creature trapped in the metal jaws and bleeding out. The rest of the creatures begin to flee and scurry. And you all continue to pass through the gate. As you pass through the gate, the wooden doors begin to creak and slowly shut behind you. The screeching when they close is much worse than they're open, and once they finally get to a close, they slam shut with a loud, dull thud. And you can see some of the birds that were in the treetops begin to fly off. You hear the caws of crows and some of the squawks of ravens as well.
Resourceful. Good thing we came across those wolves, or else we may have been lunch. Or one of us may have ended up in the bear trap. That looked like it was
True.
painful.
Going around them may have not been the smartest move.
Like here, aren't we?
Yeah, I nod to her and I say I agree. Sometimes it's best to just kind of move forward. We can't be afraid to move forward with every little thing that gets in our way, because I get a feeling that's not going to be the last time.
As you all get to the other side of the gate, the trees here are much closer together than they were on the fore side. The trees tower much taller than the others did as well. Even the tops of the trees are lost in a gray mist that almost seems to make a tunnel around this path. And the trees and the mist themselves do a great job of blocking out everything but a deathly gray light. The tree trunks are very, very close to each other, almost unnaturally so. And the woods have a silence of a forgotten grave, yet they exude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. You continue on another 2 hours or so
Holy
down
shit.
the woods with nothing seeming to pop out or impede your path. Hour and a half, 2 hours. It's probably about 4:30, something like that, I think, at this point. And sorry, I have something here. Pardon, apologies. There's the page. There's the page. Nimue and Nimue and Wicked. I'm sorry. You catch the scent of death on the air as you all are approaching, or as you all are continuing this down this path. And the fog seems to have cleared out a little bit more since you've passed through this gate. It's not nearly as foggy in the woods, but it's still prevalent. But you smell the scent of death in the air.
I pause and look around to see if I can see where it's coming from. Well, sense where it's coming from.
Would I have a sense of this smell as well? I didn't mean for that to
after
rhyme.
after they kind of stop and take notice of it, you also smell the smell. Make a Lamb make a perception check, and Branwen and Trovic, if you want to look for the source, you can make an investigation check.
13. Smell the smelly smell.
Womp womp.
You said investigation?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Why
God,
You've already
it's not gonna be
perceived
good.
the smell.
First roll of the night.
Your rolls are always shit at the first roll. Jesus,
First
y'all.
roll. Okay.
Boom.
So we leave it to Bloodhound Lamb over here, using his
I smell something.
pretty much. Do you want to follow the smell, Lamb, sir? You notice it's coming from kind of off in front of you and a little bit off to the left.
Absolutely.
Probably about 10 feet or so off the path. Okay. So, sorry. Third time's the charm. Here we go. Let's go. So, as you all are about here, we'll say. I know it's awkward repositioning and stuff. Apologies. There we go. Boom, boom, and boom. Lamb, you sense over in this direction where the smell was. And
I'm gonna point my quarterstaff forward and sort of use it as almost as it's like I'm pushing something, and I'm gonna be following the smell, looking downwards, smelling.
okay. Does
And I
anybody
have my
follow along?
dagger. I have my dagger ready in my other hand.
I'm following him, and as I'm doing so, you see me slip a potion out of my bag and drink it.
Okay.
Basically. You know what it
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Perception roll on what that stupid potion was.
You cannot see it, so
I know I can't see anything. I'm blind.
Yes.
well, you can't make a perception roll on something you can't see. Somebody else wants to, they can. I
see
and
a
as
people.
as you bloodhound into this direction, Trovik following behind and Kelma close behind that, with Brewin in tow, you notice the body of a man. The foul scent leads you to a human corpse. The corpse itself is somewhat buried in the underbrush, about 10 to 15 feet off of the road. It does appear to be a young man, a young human of some sort. And you notice that his muddy clothes are torn and raked with claw marks. You can see that crows have started to pick apart the body a little bit. And so whoever's closest whoever's closest with sight, make a perception check for me. I'm sorry.
Bloodhound. Rip this one out.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to it and take a look.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
I'm doing so.
Do so. No.
There you go.
Okay. You see that the corpse is surrounded by paw prints. Some are smaller, some are larger. The man has obviously been dead for several days. And you notice in his right hand, he holds a crumpled up letter that he seems to be clutching to.
Leave it. Let's go back home. We're done. Nope, it's too scary.
I'm gonna take the letter and see if I can see what it is.
As you take the letter is sealed with a wax seal, and the seal on the back has a large B set into it. The parchment of the envelope is pretty flimsy, and it seems kind of weather worn. But
do I know the seal?
You do not recognize the seal.
Okay.
While she's doing all that, I want to make a general perception check around the area, because seeing the body like that, my mind's immediately going to more wolves.
Absolutely, make a perception check. I would say y'all are probably there.
Yeah,
I'm going to be feeling bloodhound style around. Would I be able to detect sort of the paw prints on the ground?
Yeah, I'd say if you were reaching down and like blind man brailing out the ground, you could sense that it was wolf paws.
I'm gonna see him doing it, and it's like, you could just ask. They're wolves.
I thank you for letting me know this. I wanted to see if I could tell how many there were.
That would be.
And I give a smile off to her general direction, but it's like I'm not facing her. I'm like facing into the forest, kind of.
Nice. Kelma, with your perception, you don't seem to see anything beyond the walls of mist. Other than that, you just see Brandon with a letter in her hand. Nothing seems to be down the path in either direction.
Can I see the letter? Like, can I openly see it?
At this point, yeah, you could probably I assume she's not hiding the letter.
I'm not trying to hide it. No, I'm just pulling it.
So you can see the letter.
Do I recognize it?
The seal itself, no.
Okay.
But you said you're reading the letter, Brandon?
Yes.
Are you reading it out loud?
I'm gonna read it first, and then.
Okay, then give me 1 second. Boop, boop, boop. See, I had all these handouts and it was marvelous, but sorry, so you said you're reading it first, so should be in your journal now. So you can take a look at that.
Yep, I see it. Oh god, here we go. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say I could try and read freaking cursive.
I mean, it's in plain
I
script
see it.
below it. No, it's a very, it's a nice
Yeah.
system that they have. As she opens the letter, pulls off the beeswax seal and begins to read the letter. Is anybody else doing anything at the moment? It's going to take her like 30 or so seconds to read the letter in game time.
I am going to walk up to what looks like this little pile of rocks, and I'm going to hop a squat on it.
Okay. As you pop a squat and she begins to read the letter, do you read the letter to the party or do you keep it to yourself, Brandon?
I am gonna keep it to myself.
Did you find anything on the body?
Nothing of consequence.
Well, you've had a letter. We all saw it.
Doesn't really say much. I'm assuming it's from this poor man.
Now, gents, and I'm going to look at the rest of the party.
1 second.
I don't-
apologize. I'm sorry, I was going to interject there.
Would you like me to roll a deception check, DM?
No. It was because of your high perception, actually, on the body.
Oh.
You also notice a small locket on the man's neck. But no, continue that. I apologize.
Cool.
As I'm sitting, I'm slowly raising my staff. Of all the people here in this party, heading down the straight road of purple, I'm going to glance over, sort of in the general direction of everyone standing. I have been completely honest with you all, have I not? Undoubtedly so. I've been transparent. I'm going to point my quarterstaff at her. I'm going to say, she's not been. She's hiding a letter, and she also slipped something silvery into her pocket also on this man. And she's still wearing her
seen
Ain't
staff.
the
that.
market yet.
You wouldn't have seen that, man.
Okay, so scratch that last silvery part.
Slander.
Think like a blind man. Think like a blind man, sis. No.
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes. Hear and perceive. No. Sorry, continue.
So
I've
if I get
shared.
this right,
I-
yeah.
we all killed the wolves, and I split all the meat with you all. And I don't want to say it was only my doing, but thanks to my doing, we didn't have to destroy those fey abominations. I've shared everything with you. I'm an open book. You are still a closed book. And if you're going to be adventuring with me, does a little twirl with his quarterstaff and jouts it out towards Nimue character and stands up. You're gonna have to be honest. What does the
I'm
letter
not
say?
adventuring with you. I'm merely trying to get to the city, the same as you.
Well, then go off to the city alone then.
Perhaps I shall.
And I look over to Braun and go.
All the silver, exactly.
I look over to Braun and I say, "Seems like you upset the wizard. Fine by me. You want to get going?"
Mm-hmm. Let's continue on our road. Though I will say, blind man, for as good as your fighting is, you will probably not get far without people. Night comes.
And as you all get back on the path, you do hear the lone cry of a wolf off in the distance as it breaks the tension and the silence a little bit.
I give a long sigh and I stop and I tap Braun on the shoulder and I just turn around to the rest of the group. I'm like, "Hey, look, we don't know each other. We don't owe anything to each other. If you want to be open, fine. If not, fine. The only thing I care about is getting back to my family. So, if you want to help in this, let's get going. If not, have fun playing with the dogs. Let's get going."
Sure. Adventure.
Survival.
Okay. As you all continue down the path through rows of overbearing trees for another hour or so. What is that? Who rolled a roll?
I didn't.
No.
I just
Oh, you
typed
said
the.
the thing.
Just
Yeah,
run.
okay. Sorry. You continue for another half hour to an hour or so, and the forest begins to release its chokehold on the mud-covered path. It seems to open up, and before long the trees recede, and the way before you opens into what appears to be a hill-covered landscape. It's about... What did I say? It was 5 earlier. I'll say it's about 6 o'clock now. A light rain begins to fall once again. It's been on and off all day, but it starts again just as about the time you crest out of the forest and towards this hilly plain. The dirt path that you were on seems to wind across the vast hills and through a few of the lowlands. And as you all are standing almost on a raised hill as you come out of the forest, you notice a few miles off in the distance, there seems to be smoke coming from some tiny objects. Off in the distance, it's extremely tiny, but you can recollect that that's probably a village or a town. You all are now outside of the forest. The light of the day does seem to be waning a little bit, but through the heavy clouds you can't exactly be sure when sundown will happen. I need to do a thing as a DM. I am going to GM this. Boop.
DM thing.
DM.
Hit all the
Okay.
buttons.
As it opens up into this road and hills, I assume y'all are continuing on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so as the party moves further and winds up a hill down into a lowland and continues on for a little bit, at the top of one of the hills, who is in front? Are we still same party leading, Kelma in front, Branwyn second, everybody behind, or did we change positions?
I think that's kind of the way it kind of ended up. It's like
Well, that's where y'all started walking from. So I
yeah,
don't
it's
know
just
who-
like,
Oh, okay.
it's like
Cal and Bren sort of headed off together,
yeah, and
as
Trovek.
far as I know.
Yeah, it's like
There you
Cal,
go.
Bran, and then Trovek just kind of like all the warrior ones just kind of went off on their own.
Fair enough. Okay. So as I'll say Cal and Bran and Trovik, since y'all were technically quote in front, make a perception check for me. One more
Okay.
perception. I know it's a lot of perception checks, but you gotta see the world. It's a world.
Okay.
Trovik, more than anybody else, you notice a medium-sized river about a mile and a half off to the south of you all. From the direction you're currently walking, it's on the left-hand side, about a mile and a half off, and that seems to wind all the way down and kind of disappear into the hills itself. Doesn't seem to go directly to the village or anything like that, but you do notice a river down in that direction as y'all are standing on top of one of the hills. You continue drawing a bit closer to the village. The mud and dirt slowly turns to slick cobblestones in this rain, and I will get back to my music because music is fun.
My dog is going absolutely nuts downstairs, and I don't know why.
Oh no.
Do you have cobblestone noises?
I do not have cobblestone noise.
Oh. I
One
love
day.
the sound of cobblestone.
One day we'll have cobblestone noises.
Okay. I can
The
dream.
budget of the show gets bigger.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Once everybody starts supporting and buying all the merch and doing all the things. Yeah, so you all continue down the cobblestone paths. The sun's still not completely set in the sky, but it is getting low. And you crest over another hill, and the sun begins to fade. Not completely gone, but dimming. What was that? That was that.
I start kind of like mumbling to the party, saying that it's beginning to get dark. You know, it might be best for us to be on high guard or camp or something.
Don't think.
I kind of want to quote Bane, but I'm not going to. I'm not an evil character, so I'm not going to be like, you merely adopted the dark. I was born into it. I wasn't a
Everybody
man
can
until I
see.
saw the light.
Everybody's got evil.
No.
It is dark mode.
Nope.
God bless it.
It is.
God bless America.
Oh, hey,
Everybody
right.
can see.
Oh,
Oh my.
gee.
Everyone can see.
Look how tiny we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, big map.
So, as it's raining, I would say y'all are about here in travel. You can position yourselves front to back. This area is where you're going. You're going west still.
Triggered.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
Everybody understands. You should all be able to be pretty free in where you go to.
It's like
He said, "Nope,
just
nope,
squeaking
nope,
here.
nope, not having it."
What? What are you doing down there?
I don't know. Everything just
So, as you all get to about here, you're still about maybe I'd say a mile and a half out from the town at this point. And the path does seem to wind. In front of you is yet another hill going up. Some of these cliffs and crests kind of surround you on both sides. The sun is beginning to set, though. It's about 7:30 going on 8 o'clock, and at about 8 o'clock it should be completely dark once again.
Perhaps one of these mounds will serve as a campground. Whatever they are.
Party's choice.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How long would it take us to travel from here to here?
From where to where? There to there? And it wouldn't take that long. It'd probably be dark by the time you got there, based on the fact that the terrain in between the actual path itself is a little rough. Say maybe in 45 minutes to an hour or so to get around the bend and do that
And
thing.
you're saying it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
It's like 7:30 going close to 8, yeah, and it'd be dark by about 8, so I'll give y'all times and things because I'm not really that worried about y'all not knowing what's in nature.
So as we're sort of finding this winding, broken path, I'm just going to mention to the group in passing that perhaps we trudge onwards.
Yeah, so that'd be, sorry, I want to make sure I'm doing my measurements right. Okay. Yeah, and you guys can have that conversation, of course. I'm not taking anybody away from anything.
So, because our option here is to sit and wait, and perhaps get attacked by the Fey bunnies, or
Oh,
Oddly,
wolves.
More
since you
wolves.
have passed through the gate, you have seen no Fey bunnies or any sign of them.
well, we have no idea really what's here, right?
I mean, you
So,
don't, but
Yeah.
just a heads up.
Oh,
This is
wolves.
kind of a meta conversation, obviously. I'm like not in character, but like,
Oh, I
yeah,
was talking character.
yeah.
Or we end up in a fight at night where not all of us can see.
Right.
Yes.
And we take disadvantage because we're waking up, right?
What? No.
well,
No.
If we carry on traveling, we could come across something in the dark, and as much as I can see, I can't vouch for the rest of you.
Especially one of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the
One
dark.
of us can't really see. So
You hear the human woman say that she can see in the dark.
Oh well, yeah, obviously, but
I'm half elf.
Oh,
I could
I'll tell
you.
technically
that ain't my
have dark
business,
vision.
okay? That ain't my business.
Cool. Just saying.
I was about to say, and yeah, for descriptor purposes, to all of you, she looks like a regular human lady. She doesn't look awful
But
anyway,
actually-
except her skin's a bit pale.
That's a good point. I will put that in the notes.
She's a
in case
vampire,
nobody-
guys.
What? How do you know this?
I wasn't.
I mean, are we actually talking meta right now or in character?
I was.
Well, I would
was-
hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say-
But in character, we do need to find a camp spot.
Yeah.
Like now.
Can I scout for a camp spot that seems our best option?
Yeah, make a survival check. I'd say since
I
you're in
will
front.
join you in that if I can.
Let's see.
No.
So either he can make it with
13.
advantage, or you can each roll once. To you.
Go for advantage.
Okay.
So roll your survival
I
again,
have
I
a
guess.
+3 to survival.
15.
Yeah, so you reckon that anywhere in one of these cliff areas, like here or maybe up here, might do you better than just being on the regular road, just in case anything comes traveling down the road or something like that.
Yeah.
You also see just a bit down the ways, down here, a spot that seems like it's more or less routinely used for camping.
Where again?
Down here at the bottom with these 3 logs where they're at.
Oh, down there. How long will it take us to get down there?
You could get there by the time it gets dark.
Okay. Well, I'll point down and I go, hey, that looks
Map
like a
is not
spot.
completely size accurate. I apologize.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was expecting a lot because that'd be huge. I point down there and I just point to the party. I go, hey, over there looks like a place that might have been a campsite in the past. And I kind of shrug.
Campsite in the past. Sounds advantageous.
So I'll start moving ahead because
Okay.
I don't like
Sorry.
me and my independent nature.
You do you with the independent nature.
I guess I'll move up too.
And you all takes you a little bit of time, but eventually, as the darkness creeps in, I would say you all get to Yay campsite. Or
Nice.
area. It is now pretty much dark outside. And you see what appears to be a small pit of stones, a little bit of obviously now very wet and more or less unusable wood, but there might be enough wood from the fallen trees and things like that around you to potentially make a campfire. Or you could go without, but it is very much twilight, very much like almost at complete darkness. And I don't have dynamic lighting on because it's screwing with stuff right now, so
Yeah.
apologies to everybody.
Oh, good. That's what we got brains for.
But yeah, it is dark. Basically, your perimeter of what you can see, even with a fire, wouldn't be too grand. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I'll start
Talking
to
about, like-
I'll just start searching around for kindling and stuff because I'm just
Yeah.
kind of used to doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Being a
absolutely.
monk and all. so-
And well enough you could find enough wood that's not completely waterlogged to be able to create some kind of a fire. Do you all start a fire? Cook over the fire? What do you do? You're now in the dark in this camp.
Sure.
We should definitely start a fire.
All right. I'll start the fire, I guess.
What are you doing? Start the fire
As
again?
he's sort of gathering the wood and sort of rubbing sticks together, I'm just gonna
Oh, no.
flick my fingers and start the fire
Okay.
with my magic.
And as Kelma's over kind of rubbing 2 sticks together, Lam Lam kind of just snaps in a direction and not quite at the fire, but he heard where the sticks were being rubbed together and kind of creates a fire from the 2 sticks that were in Kelma's hand at the previous moment.
I just tossed the 2 sticks
Okay.
He snaps his fingers and half of the forest is ablaze.
out.
Roll for
Like pointing off
initiative.
pointing off to the north like, I got this.
A
it
proud
just-
smile on his face. You're welcome.
Did it? I helped.
I helped. Okay. And do you all do anything else at the moment? You started a fire. The fire is giving you a little bit of sight. Like Nim was measuring out. I don't know if anybody could see that, but I think everybody should be able to see that range is what anybody with dark vision has. Anybody with non-dark vision can see to about there with the fire.
Gotcha.
That radius.
And
around.
Lamb Lamb.
Makes
Lamb
sense.
Lamb
Lamb
is
blind.
Lamb Lamb as everyone's sort of settling into their bedrolls and everything is going to take off his wrap and get on his knees and scrunch it up into a ball and take a big inhale of his cloth and take a moment and then put his cloth back on around his head.
Curious. Okay.
I'm going to.
Are you on drugs?
I ignore all that and I immediately pull out. I have a couple bells and some string, and between around the logs around the little camp, I put like a little rudimentary alarm thing just in case someone tries to come up on us.
Okay.
Hmm.
You can do that easily enough.
Reminds
Yeah.
me of the
So
bell net I
what's your
never got to
perimeter?
use.
Not bad.
What was that?
How far around the camp are you doing it?
Just like you see where the logs connect.
Yeah, so like basically behind that.
Yeah, behind that, just
Okay.
just to surround us, just in case another
Yeah.
thing comes up.
Yeah, and you set that up without too much complication. Okay.
Nice.
Very smart. Sorry. And does anybody do anything else before sleepy time, nighttime?
Well, most everyone is like distracted. I kind of turn away from the group and kind of like talk to myself for a bit.
Fucking son of a bitch! You
Kind of
shut
like,
Smeagol is free.
So here's the question: Do I voice you talking to yourself so the party can hear, and can we all be meta adults about this, or should we have a
Meta
side-
adult.
I'm gonna ask to make a perception check to see if I hear. So
you can talk out loud, but everybody who has to know something is whatever's said from Mountain Troll Chief is not heard by everyone.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You would only hear Gaynor talking. You wouldn't hear anything that I say when I'm doing this voice. So, as you go to talk to yourself out in the corner, and realistically, you would have to do a perception check to hear Gaynor talking as meta as well. But I'm sure y'all could do it if you wanted to. Gaynor, you kind of step off to the bushes or to the edge of the log or something like that, and you begin talking to yourself. What do you say?
I'm like, do you know where the hell we are right now?
This land looks familiar. Can't quite put my finger on it, but I feel like I know this place. I don't know where I know this place from, but it seems like home.
Home. This hellscape is your home?
Doesn't look like my home. Doesn't look much fun at all. I don't quite know what happened here.
You're worthless.
I try not to be. Strange that. I feel as if I hear people calling my name, but they almost seem to be cursing my name. It's odd, really.
Why would anybody curse your name?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it.
That's not what I meant. But
Well, what did you mean?
is there a direction you hear these from?
There, over there,
Oh, yeah.
a little bit all around, I guess.
Why don't you just point it out to me? Alright, fine. I'll figure it out myself.
Okay. Just kind of the voice fleetingly leaves you, and you return to your own silence in your head.
Yeah.
Who made perception checks? Sorry. I'd say you caught maybe like a quarter of it, if that. Like, not anything useful. Just kind of like you hear Gaynor muttering to himself and getting agitated with
himself.
Yeah. Pretty much. And Bramwin, as you pull out the letter and read it again,
Just
anybody else doing anything around this campfire?
I just kind of go into like a light meditation pose, like a monk sitting there, just kind of like trying to listen and be at peace.
Okay.
Are we doing watches again?
Yeah, we're gonna take watches one more time.
I speak up and I say I will be first watch again.
I will go second watch.
I will go third.
Okay. All right.
I see the blind man take second watch. I'll take second watch with you.
You hear a slight chuckle from Kel.
All right. As you all begin once again your rest, Trovik, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Because that's been going well. Oh, yeah.
Now that you're in this open field, you look up and you don't see any stars. You just see more of these heavy, billowing gray clouds. The rain stops and then picks up again a few hours later. And then by the end of your watch, it begins to stop again. Y'all aren't really raised up on a hill, but you're not in a valley either, and you don't seem to notice anything from your surroundings. The trees here are more sparse, so the shadows that are created by the flames and the fire aren't as menacing, but they still make weird and eerie shapes off the tree, like here, for example. Oh no, I have no ping. Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
No.
Yeah,
There it goes.
this tree is giving off some creepy, like, Scooby-Doo tree vibes type thing. But your
Ruh-roh.
watch seems to go, to the best of your knowledge, unabated.
All right.
You go and wake Branwen and Lam Lam for their watch as you begin to tuck in and go to bed for yourself. Lam Lam and Branwen, make perception checks for me. Both of you, each one.
I mean,
Boom! Nat
should
20,
Should
baby.
Lamland take
Nice.
disadvantage?
Not with a nat 20.
He's not looking, he's listening. So I
Oh.
would say it's a straight roll because you're not trying to look out so much. You have Branwen for that. You're kind of trying to hear out, if that makes sense.
Right.
From the forest behind you, where you all had come from, Branwen, you don't really hear this, but Lam Lam, you hear it clearly. There are several howls from the woods, but they seem to be staying in the woods for the most part. Branwen, you notice another 2 swarms of bats kind of fly over the campsite, circle a few times, and then fly off.
I watch them keenly.
Okay. As you watch them, they flutter this direction, and then eventually back off this way, over past and off in the direction of where that town in the distance is. As you watch them for the next 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah. While
Okay.
Bronze is sleeping, even though I'm asleep at this time, I'll start kind of like making noises, kind of like I'm not talking in my sleep, but I feel like it looks like I'm not having a very restful sleep, and I keep on clenching my chest, but I'm not like awake. It's just kind of how I'm acting at the moment.
And Brownman, you would probably notice this with your perception check, just keeping an eye on the camp. And Lam Lam, you would hear this, as it doesn't sound like Kelma is having the most peaceful of nights. Everybody else seems to be sound the fuck asleep, but
Loud snore.
Loud snore.
That seems to track.
But your watch, other than the bets, pretty uneventful.
Okay.
Who's our third watch?
I'm going to play my flute gently, quietly, and peacefully, almost as an alarm clock, to wake up Gaynor.
I'm just gonna go over and wake him up.
Okay.
I've already pictured like he's like playing a flute and she just walks up and kicks him.
Okay,
Not quite, but you know, I'm gonna wake him up.
fair enough.
And I'm
fair
gonna
enough.
say to him as I do so, and tuck back like into my bedroll. I'm gonna say, "Keep an eye out for bats," and just go to sleep.
Okay. Lam, Bran, when you go off to sleep in your own respective areas. And it's Gaynor. Make a perception check for me, guy.
Okay. 16.
Okay. As the shift transitions and you hear them begin to nod off, snoring and sleeping, Kelma still having these almost like fits in his sleep, like not sleeping comfortably at all. You look over down one of the hills and you see something move. You can't see what it is, but you saw a motion of something off in this direction. You pay attention keenly in that direction for another few minutes or so, and it shows up again and darts behind one of the rocks.
Which rock? Like, is it on the map?
This rock here. Like, it's...
This rock? Oh,
Sorry, can you not see the ping? It's that one.
No.
Mm.
no,
You can't see these pings? That's fucking awesome.
It's like this. These
Oh, yeah,
rocks?
those rocks.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
I
sorry.
saw that one. Yeah, yeah.
So how
Cool.
can y'all see your pings and not my pings? That's something we're
We
gonna
can
have to...
sometimes see pings.
Yeah, like there's.
Sorry,
nothing.
no, it's
How
this
far
rock
away
north
is-
of the camp right here.
How
This
far
big
away is that rock?
This one.
fat rock.
Oh,
Okay.
This one.
Um,
This one. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's... Let's see, let's measure
It's
distance.
like
real
60,
quick.
right?
It's like 40, 50 feet off, yeah.
Okay.
And the first time you saw it, it was
Nailed it.
like in this area. Yeah, there you go. So it was like over by this bush, if you can see that ping.
Mhm.
And then it kind of, you saw it over there at first, and then it kind of darted behind this rock. What would you like to do?
Let me see here.
It is a ping party.
Suppose I walk a little closer to it.
As you walk closer to it, you see... Sorry. Worst player ever. What in the hell happened here? That's not good. Sorry, here we go. Behind the... Shit, Jesus Christ.
Behind the shit? Damn.
Sorry, behind the rock, as you kind of peer around it, you can see with your dark vision. You see
Oh.
Whoa,
what
handout.
appears
What's up?
to be...
Whoa. Hey.
You see this menacing looking figure kind of peering out from behind the rock. You see a sack up head and what appears to be straw stuffing a wiry thin frame that seems to be somewhat sentient, and it has a red glow in its eyes as well.
Zombie scarecrow.
Okay.
As it notices you, it kind of ducks back behind the rock again and kind of hides from your vision. Make a perception check for me.
Sure. 18.
You hear a rustling coming from behind you, down behind this log on the low side of the camp as well, while you're heading in that direction and trying to see what's around it.
Does that
as
set
you
off any of my
look over-
bells?
What's that? It does. Where are your bells? Yes. It does actually trip over the bell, and you hear a bell ring from the southern side of the camp.
I'm gonna roll perception.
Many of the
See if I
bells
can
have
hear that.
actually gone off, and I would say,
Performance.
unless anybody's in a heavy sleep,
Yeah, sorry, I hit
I
the
think
wrong
Kelma, you would be the only one who would need to roll perception for me. Everybody else
Boom.
hears the bells, but you were having fits and shit, so I want to
Yeah.
see if you actually hear them.
Nope.
I would assume that Lam has waken up.
Lam, Bran, Trovic, unless y'all were in a deep sleep, you would have woken up hearing the bells, and as you look over your shoulder, you see, you can kind of see it over this big log. You see another one of these sack creatures filled with hay, and sorry, Kelma. I apologize, Kelma. You begin to rouse from your sleep, but you're still a little bit groggy.
Upon waking up, I'm going
Alright.
to cut my hand again with my ceremonial dagger.
Okay.
Take my cloth off, wrap it around my hand, and bam! I got my daredevil vision going on. Boom!
Yeah. How many
Yes.
hours have been since I took the potion?
You took the
Probably too
potion.
many.
Probably too many.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, probably too many. Because it would have been, I said 5 o'clock then, and this is in the second watch, so this would be midnight-ish, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So that'd probably be just out of the range.
Cool.
And I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative.
Woot!
Oh boy, oh boy.
Hold on, let me open up the tracker. Click on your thing and do your thing. Oh, I can get rid of the
Thing and do the
wobble dinger.
thing.
How come I can't do that? Okay, there we
Wow.
go. I can't do it.
Yep.
Initiative
Click on
is
your
like
character,
on
then
the
roll
roll.
initiative on D&D Beyond, and come on, you got a 17. I'll just
okay.
add you in. I got you.
Yay! Toy teen.
17. Did everybody roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to sort this. Is it descending? It is descending. Okay. First action comes to Branwyn as the bells jingle and go off, and the scarecrow-like creature seems to be a little bit shocked that he actually tripped over something on his way sneaking up to the camp.
He's tripped.
He didn't trip, but he snagged a bell, and now he's
Okay.
looking down, more or less.
Do I
Tripped
have
was
it?
the wrong word. He tripped a wire.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to fish for advantage on the roll.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna pull my crossbow and shoot the guy closest to me.
Yeah, and these logs are not nearly as tall as they look on the map, so you could definitely shoot over the log. A 20 is definitely going to hit.
Yeah, I pictured these logs were like the type that like you sit down on.
Okay. Sorry, what the hell am I doing here? 20 hits for 6 piercing damage. Wow, this is fun stuff. How do I show the damn bars? What is this shit?
Everything is broken.
It really is. It's kind of great. Sorry. Okay. So yes, that definitely hits. And it kind of takes the crossbow bolt to the chest. Its head kind of cocks and it looks at you. What else are you doing?
I'm going to.
It doesn't seem to have gone fully into the creature as you hit it, though.
Oh. Oh, that's not good. Shit. Bonus action. Bonus action. Bonus actions.
Music, action music? Battle music?
Yes, working on it. Calm yourself.
I'm
Dun,
going
dun,
to
dun,
over
dun.
here
Dun.
and use my action to try to hide behind this log.
Okay.
Bonus action.
Make a stealth check for me. See how well you hide.
Oh, there's the battle music. You hid.
Help.
And you are pretty well hidden. Yes.
Cool.
Why am I not? That's so weird. I'm not getting that. I get it for all. I don't get it for all of you. What the hell is this shit? Okay. Oh, because everybody's drawings. Huh. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Sorry. I was wondering. I wasn't getting like stat bars that I'm supposed to get. There we go. Okay. All right. So you kind of shoot out and then hide behind that log. Yes. Kelma, what are you doing?
Well, first things first. I since I have the high initiative, I pop up because with everything I hear like rustling going on. I have my staff out now, already kind of like in my battle stance. I look towards. Wait, I can't ping now. I look towards the guy past the log. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Do I see him? Like, can I make out his? Like, do I realize he's a scarecrow creature, or I haven't figured it out yet?
No, I'd say you realize you saw the same image that I shared originally.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'd say everybody knows that. everybody who's looking at them and can see them sees that they're scarecrow figures.
Okay. My first instinct would be see if I could grab one of the pieces from the campfire,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna hold it, and then I'm just gonna walk up. So I have one thing in one hand and my stick and my staff in the other. I'm just gonna jump on this log and just hold, and then I'll just scream out. It's like, what are these damn things?
Okay. Just as a heads up, everybody, square is 10 feet, so that's for your distance and measurement stuff. So yeah, you can get up there.
Well, yeah, like these logs are just like the size of like a chair, right?
Yeah, they're regular logs.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'm just saying like movement distance wise. Like
Oh,
each
okay,
square is
okay.
10 feet.
Yeah, I didn't know if like the log was like super high or something.
Yeah. But now you can hop up on it. As you hop up with your staff in one hand and torch in the other, readying for. Are you holding an action, readying an attack? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm basically holding an attack until that thing gets a bit closer.
Okay.
Basically, I'm just playing like the defensive stance, you know.
Okay. And that's the end of your turn. Lamb, your go. And you have you can see both of them with your true sight at this point, so. What are you doing?
I hope you can burn.
Firebolt. Are you shooting at the one
Yep.
up here? Got it. Sorry. And that definitely hits. What was the damage? 7? Yep. 7 points of damage. And as you... That was Firebolt, right?
Yep.
As you shoot the Firebolt in its direction, the creature seems to squeal out in an immense amount of pain. And is still... It's not ablaze, but it's still burning a little bit, even as a residual of you shooting the Firebolt in this direction.
Okay.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
I don't really know what I could do for my bonus action, so yeah.
Okay. It's now the Scarecrow's turn. He's going to 20. Shit. What's the 30? We'll get to right about there, and is going to target Gaynor. Sorry, I need you to make a Wisdom save.
22.
And they
Oh,
make
wow.
as it screams and welches in your direction, you just stand your ground and just shrug it off.
It's like you think you're scary. I talk to myself. You think you're scary? Huh? Do you? Huh?
Pretty much. And he just stands his ground completely firmly. That's the end of that Scarecrow's turn. This one is going to run up to you, Gaynor. Not Gaynor, sorry.
Kelma.
Fuck. Kelma. There we go.
I don't want to interrupt DM.
Yes.
Are they both 13 initiative?
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled initiative once for both of them, so they're just going to be on the same one just for ease of purpose. But he runs up to you. You said you were holding an action.
I was holding an action, so I was gonna swipe
What are you
at him.
attacking on?
Well, I was gonna swipe once with my with the fire.
So if you held an action, it would only be one attack.
Okay, then I swing at him
So
with
you fight with the fire.
the fire.
Okay.
Because I just
Make an
I
unarmed
just saw a
strike for me.
straw straw man, and I just
Yeah.
saw fire.
Yeah,
I'm like, ah.
No, that makes sense. I'm just if you forego your action on your turn and you hold it, you only get one attack or one action.
What
So,
what should I use? Unarmed strike or a quarterstaff strike or?
unarmed strike for me.
All right.
Let me just make sure it does what I want it to do. It should do it right. Yeah, and that's enough to hit. As you hit with 6 bludgeoning damage, but it's also fire damage for the purpose of the torch, I would say, because you swing out and you hit him, and he burns a little bit. So that is shit. Of course, my things aren't going to work now. Why don't you like me? I'm universally loved. What the fuck? Okay, as you swing out with the torch, you catch it, and its sack begins to burn a little bit, like the sack that it's over its body begins to burn and catch fire a little bit and singe. It is going to, after that, it is going to reach out and make a claw attack at you. That's a 7 to hit. That
No.
misses. As it reaches out and just like grasps in your direction, but you nimbly dodge it. That is the end of their turns. Gaynor, or no, Trovic. I'm sorry, Trovic. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go up to this one.
Okay. You jump
and-
over the log and continue forward.
Yeah, does that
yeah.
cost movement or?
No. It's
Okay.
a small log. It's just I'm narrating. I thought you know what you did.
Yeah. Then I
like
will.
Bound over the log, axe in hand.
Yes, I will swing the big axe at him.
Swing the big axe.
Oh.
Jesus.
Wow.
That definitely hits. And that is your +1 axe, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
Not 20.
here's a
baby.
question for the group. How are we doing crits? This will apply to the party and the enemies.
Double damage, baby.
The way I normally do crits is double damage, so it would be the 12 times 2, not this crit +2 crap, right?
Double damage, baby.
Okay.
Sure.
Is everybody cool with that? Enemies will be able to also do double damage to you as well, same way it goes.
Remembering that 12 is the roll and his mod.
That 12 is the roll in its mod, so that would be
10.
8 times 2 + 4, so it'd be 16 + 4 is 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do it that way just to keep everything fair and even, Steven. As you cleave through with your axe, you cut an entire arm stalk type thing off of this creature, and it falls to the ground. It squeals out in pain, and its red, demon, devilish, beady little eyes kind of like focus in on you. What else are you doing? Is that the end of your turn?
I'm going to use a bonus action to do hammering horns.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, I get an attempt to shove a target with my horns.
Okay.
Um,
Let me just check that and
must
make sure. I
succeed
know.
in a strength saving throw of 13.
Strength saving throw, thank you. Strength saving throw. Actually, I have saves on these creatures for that very reason. Let's do it. Strength saving throw. That is a 12, so it does not make that save.
Okay, it gets pushed 10 feet away.
10 feet away. I'll say, for the purpose of 10 feet away, we'll say there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
And Gaynor, you're up.
Sweet. I cast Eldritch Blast on the scarecrow in front of me.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
VS, baby.
Definitely hits. I'm not requiring VSs.
What?
You, as your game, require VSs. That's your choice. Not the way it works in my game. You can use them if you want to for flair, but I'm not going to have that come up every time somebody casts a spell. You can flavor your shit if you want to.
Flavor your shit.
As you shoot the Eldritch Blast in this direction, how would you like to kill said scarecrow?
I would like him to vaporize. So I build up this big ass mass of energy from the Eldritch Blast in my hand, and I throw it in his face.
And you throw it in his face, and from the face it begins to necrotically melt backwards, and the top torso V portion of its chest and its face are just completely gone and evaporated as the rest of the husk falls to the ground. That's the end of your turn, or you can still move.
I'll probably move here,
Move there.
about 10 feet. Yep.
Okay. That's the end of your turn. We are back up to Bran. Gwen. Bran.
Cool. Yeah, it's Bran. Yeah.
I know.
I'm just gonna move just to make sure I don't hit Kalmar a little bit, and then I'm gonna shoot the scarecrow by him, and he's within 5 feet. Yes.
He is within 5 feet.
Wonderful. And it's not gonna hit.
It's gonna miss. Yeah. As you shoot just over the head, trying not to hit Kelma, you also don't hit the Scarecrow because the Scarecrow is kind of down, I'd say, on this side of the log. You shoot wide and miss. Are you doing anything else?
No. I'm good.
Don't sound so put out about it, man. Yeah.
And every time I gotta get sneak attack damage, I don't hit.
This is true.
It'll get better.
Okay, so that's the end of your turn. Who's next? Sorry, Kelma, you're up
Yeah.
again.
Well, now I have both my attacks. I'm going
Yes.
to hit him again with the torch, or makeshift torch I have.
Yep, make an unarmed strike for me. And that definitely hits
Ouch.
Yep. And
for
then
7 damage with the torch.
and
Oh,
then
wow,
I
what happened there? That's not good.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm now losing my mind because something's messed up here. Hold on.
Mm-mm.
What was the first amount of damage you did with the
The first one I did was 6.
six,
Yeah,
so
6.
Yeah.
12, and then that's another 7, so that's 26. Sorry, it did some weird stuff on me
Oh, okay.
because I've set this stuff here. So that's 10 remaining, and let's turn this off because that's not doing anybody any favors. Okay, sorry. Okay, so as you swing out with the flame, you catch it again, and just another part of it begins to burn and incinerate. What else are you doing?
I just scream out, die beast, and then I basically come on down straight down the middle with my staff towards his head.
Okay. And that is with your
Quarterstaff.
quarterstaff. Is that the +1, not the silver, right?
Well, I only have the +1.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
And that definitely hits. You swing down, bopping it on the head for another 7 points of damage.
Yeah.
So that is -7. It is not looking happy. Like, you have done some serious damage to this thing. That is the end of its turn. Lamb, you're up.
Hearing the quarterstaff slam down on its head and make that crunching sound, Lam's gonna
Made a thud, but yeah.
he's gonna I've the straw sound, whatever.
Straw sound.
Lam's gonna shoot his head over towards the sound and race over in a blood frenzy. He's gonna unarmed strike for his bonus action.
Unarmed strike. That hits. It does not seem to do a whole lot.
That's okay. He's gonna just use. He's gonna quickly unarmed strike, and then quarterstaff swing with a two-handed, trying to lop its head off. Oh man, fuck off.
It would have to be one-handed for you to use that and your bonus action punch.
Oh, okay. So
That's
okay.
the way monk fighting works. You
can I-
hit with a monk weapon and then you have an attack as well.
Could I take that back then?
Sure.
Or are you gonna take that?
I'd say you already rolled it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But it would be a one-handed
that's
swing when you're swinging around. And that does miss as you
Yeah.
kind of swing wide. You don't hit Kelma with your wide swing, but you miss the Scarecrow entirely.
Yeet.
That's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Movement, bonus action. Okay. The Scarecrow at this point is going to... It is going to squeal out into the night. A loud, fully audible squeal. Everybody can hear it, even Trovik, who's like 40-some feet away. And then it is going to reach out and make a claw attack once again at Kelma. It is a natural 20.
Jeez.
That is...
It's a crit.
What's those damages? Hold
8
on,
plus
that's-
4 slashing.
Yeah, but it's different because we're doing multiplied by 2s. So that's 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1. Those calculations are fucking weird. We're gonna say
That
8
is
plus
weird.
4 because that's fucking super weird when I'm looking at those calculations. So yeah, we'll say that is 12 points of slashing damage. Yeah, I know, but it rolled it weird.
It's because it rolled it twice. Because
'Cause
it
it's-
rolled advantage. So
Oh
it's-
yeah.
fucking yeah, that formula's wild.
So 12 points.
Yeah, because it's 2d4 plus 1, so that'd be 7 times 2.
times 2 plus 1.
Yeah, so 7 times 2 plus 1 is 15 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yikes.
15?
15.
Oh,
Unconscious.
yeah.
As that
then-
takes you down to
Oh.
unconscious as it just like claws out and rips a huge gash down your chest.
Yep.
It doesn't hit any vitals or anything, but it definitely cuts you down. So you're down to unconscious, correct?
Yeah,
Shit.
I'm down to unconscious.
Jesus. Okay. That is the end of its turn. At the end of its turn, you notice, Trovic, you see this because you're farthest up in the area. Something else pokes its head out from behind this rock up here. And a third one is
Up
kind
where?
of off in the distance. Up here,
This one here.
further up.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I
alright.
see him. I see him now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I had to load him in. I'm sorry. I was trying to
It's fine.
Hey, real
be
quick question.
DMing. So he pops out here.
Is there a way for me to see people's health?
See people's health?
Yeah, like our teammates'
No.
health.
On our streams, we have the D&D Beyond extension.
Let me see if I can
Oh.
fix that real quick because it should be.
Yeah, because for
Can
some
you see
reason,
my 13?
yeah, because Roll20 is not like updating what I'm doing on D&D Beyond.
That's odd. I will work on fixing that. If it's not the case, I'll fix that on D&D Beyond for you, guy. I got that.
Yeah, because
I
I
can
just
go in and edit these.
because I'm D&D Beyond, I'm at the knockdown.
Right, I just changed that on your Roll20 for that. It
Okay.
should work when you set it back up to link properly, but
Yeah.
right now for some reason it's not showing the stuff it's supposed to show. It's something I've got to tweak.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Let me see if I can do that on the fly real quick. Can anybody see NIM stuff now? Or is that not a thing?
No.
No.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, sorry about that. Everybody's actually at full health minus Kelma, who's down on the ground.
Right, right.
I can give you all that much. But that thing kind of just steps out from the distance over here, and it's Trovic's turn.
Okay. I do see that one, but I'm going to. Am I going to need a dash? Let's. I'll need a dash for that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
you need a dash to get over there.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run and then dash, or move and then dash,
Okay.
and I'll use Goring Rush,
Okay.
which allows me to attack with horns.
Nice.
If you use the dash action on your turn, you can make one melee attack with your horns as a bonus action. Yep. That definitely hits, as even though you pierce into it and it doesn't seem to take your horn all the way through, it does collapse into a pile of shambles.
Damn.
Like you stick it and it almost just falls inanimate. It is also.
I'm
down.
a dumb bull man. That means it's dead. Okay. Okay.
Yes, Dumbo Man is dead.
Okay. Awesome.
Your horn doesn't go all the way through it. Like you didn't gore it and pick it up and shake it around your head. It just kind of like you
Okay.
poked it and it fell.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's dead. That's the end of your turn. Gaynor, what are you
Yes.
Do
doing? Sorry,
I
we've
see,
lost combat music.
do I see the one that's like almost?
Yeah, I would say you got dark vision. You see it.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
I can't really do much to help at this point, so I'm just gonna cast Sacred Flame at it. 'Cause it's within.
Okay. Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Oops, that was the wrong button.
I need to work on my combat music better. So dex save.
Yep.
Let me see. He's a 3. He does not make that save. That is 2 points of radiant damage. Okay. As it catches and is hit by the radiant light, it still seems to just like look at you and kind of squeal in your directions. It takes a little bit of damage. What else are you doing, my guy?
I think that's it. I'll just stand my ground right here.
Okay. You stand your ground there. I think we're back to the top of the order now.
Cool.
Branwen?
Do I see it, or we're just shot towards?
I'd say you
up.
probably saw the flash of light, so I would say you know something's over there. Yes.
Okay. Does it see me?
No.
Wonderful. Do I get advantage, or do I just get a straight roll?
That's a good question. I mean, if a target can't see you, I guess if you attack it from range, you have advantage, correct? Like, that's
Yeah,
the way the
but
rule
I am
works.
also. I don't technically see it.
Well, it's on fire now.
Yeah, it caught a little bit of radiant
Fire.
flame.
It's on
I'd say
fire.
shoot it.
Wonderful. With advantage?
Yes.
Yes.
Just for you.
You're welcome.
With advantage.
Oh, come on!
Oh,
And all the advantage in the world doesn't save Branwen's crossbow bolt as it fires blankly into the night, somewhere landing about here.
Every time I can get sneak attack damage. Every single time.
The best rogue in the world. Yeah. Are you doing anything else?
But at
No?
least doors aren't a problem for me.
Yeah, about to say is like
Right.
when it comes to a door.
Wait till you get
we'll
a
call on
door.
you.
It'll be a wrap.
Oh, right. Because I've just shot, it probably sees me, so I'm going to use my action. How much movement do I have? 30 feet of movement. So I'm going to run up behind here and hide behind this one.
Okay, as you
Use
hide.
my, use my bonus action to hide.
Make a stealth check. It can't really see you anyway, but just make sure you're hidden. Actually, no, you don't need to because it can't see you anyway. Okay, yep.
Oh,
That's the end of your turn.
yep.
Kelma. Make a death save for me, sir.
Sure. Well, here, I guess it doesn't matter because I was like, he hit me for the exact hit points that I have. So it's
Yeah,
still
no,
death
you're-
saving. Even is it still death saving throws, or he just knocked me out?
You're unconscious, so it's death saving throws.
Okay, I didn't know how if that was just.
Yeah,
because-
if you dropped to 0, it's death saving throws.
Okay. All right. Where would I go
So,
to?
that is. Hold on, sorry. On D&D Beyond, once you take your character to 0 health, you should be seeing a tab up there that says saving throws
Saving throws.
or saves.
Oh, hold on.
Hold on, let me switch over to you real quick. I can see that.
Because I have failures, so I see death saves.
Yeah, so sorry, I'll walk you through this too because I can do this for half a second.
I'm just trying to see where I need to click. I just see.
Yeah, so click on the word saves or death saves, and then you'll see a pop-up list.
Oh.
You just hit the D&D Beyond button.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is a save, so you check off one save in your death saves box, and that is the end of your turn. Lamb, what are you doing?
Have
You'll have 8 rounds of sight. So,
Yeah. Having seen
oh no,
my companion drop, I consider saving him for a moment, and notice that he is indeed a monk himself, and I will attempt to give him another saving throw. Medicine check?
You should medicine check to try and stabilize him. You'd have to beat a 10.
Okay. So just click the thing.
Down.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so yeah, you do not manage to stabilize him in your field medic abilities.
Okay.
He's still on death's door.
As so I guess I'll move to the log, and I don't know, I don't think I have range to blast this guy.
What's the range on your attack?
50 spells. It's 120 feet actually. I'll
Yeah,
I'll try to firebolt him.
Yeah, try and firebolt. Go for it. That's
Nope.
gonna miss as
Nope.
you hit the branches of this tree. Or no, I'm sorry, you shoot it far and hit this bush back here, and the bush begins to light on fire.
Yay.
Savon, is that you?
it's the burning bush.
Fire.
Right?
Fire.
Yeah, the bush begins to catch a little bit of flame. That's the end of your turn. The scarecrow. is
I
not
missed.
going to act. Why can I not do things? I cannot do things because I'm awesome. Sorry. It has a movement of a lot, so it is going to. Sorry. I need to know my enemies better. It is going to. Get to about here, and then it is going to look out at Lam, who it can see, who just fired the fire at it, and it is going to make a menacing-looking glare in your direction. I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
You are frightened of this creature until your next turn.
Yay!
Until the end of the Scarecrow's next turn. Technically, that means you are paralyzed.
Oh.
Okay.
And it is going to rear its head back and squeal out into the night.
Oh
one more
no.
time. That's the end of its turn.
Where do I put?
On D&D Beyond, I don't know where
The
conditions are. I
conditions,
never
right?
used them.
Where is?
Yeah,
It?
right under your HP.
abilities. Yeah, it's very.
Oh, conditions. There we go. Thank you.
Paralyzed.
Frightened. Paralyzed.
Yeah. A creature magically frightened in this way is paralyzed. Yep. And that's the end of its turn. Trovic, you're up.
Hmm.
Wait, what was that?
That is just outside the range, so I'm gonna do another Goring Rush.
Okay. Go on, rush away. Poke it with the horn.
Whoa. Oh.
As you go and rush, you kind of like stumble in your run, and you just swing wildly with your horns and miss the Scarecrow in its entirety. Like you lowered your head and you missed it and got it out of your eye range for just a second and just.
Can I use Weapon Rush, or is it in that one? So no.
You mean War Master or War General?
The War General thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say you can use it.
Okay.
That one
Would
doesn't
you
prevent you
prefer...
from using your shit.
Okay, I was gonna say, would you prefer I try again with the horns, or can I do any weapon?
I'd say you can attack with a weapon. I think it's just.
Okay.
Well, it's when you make a weapon attack.
Right. It's kind of like, it's almost like a second chance type.
I'd say it'd be
Or like
another,
a hit.
like just a straight horn attack.
Okay, I'll try though.
Because, yeah, that's as written. That definitely hits, and you swing your horns and kind of gash through it. Doesn't seem to do that much, though.
Okay.
Like,
I'll end my
you
turn.
definitely made contact, but it wasn't nearly as hurtful as you thought it would be.
It's better than a
Your
miss.
Absolutely. Gaynor, you're up. This battle music goes away too damn quick. I need better battle music.
I cast Toll the Dead.
You cast Toll the Dead. Okay.
You what?
You
Yeah,
what,
oh,
mate?
Roll.
Cast away, my friend.
Is the target missing any of its hit points? Yes.
Ooh, one necrotic
DC
damage.
Wisdom 12.
Goddamn.
Oh, saves. Yeah, it fails the wisdom save, but it only takes 1 point of the necrotic damage.
Mm.
Can I cast healing on someone who's unconscious?
You can, yes. It'll bring them back to stable.
Okay. I use for my bonus action. I cast Healing Light, which is 1d on Cal for
Okay.
1d6. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1d6. How do I roll 1d6 now?
The dice thing over on the side, you click it and then you go down to d6.
Wait, I roll /roll 1d6 space 1d6.
Yep.
There you go.
And you heal Kelma for 1 point of health. Kelma, you are back up to 1 point, and you are on the ground, but you are conscious.
I take a deep breath, and the first thing you hear is "fuck" as I.
Okay. Continue on. Is that the end of your turn, Gaynor?
That's the end of my turn.
Top of the round, Bramwin.
I'm gonna shoot the Scarecrow. And
Are you
he's
sure?
You
in
have
Are you
advantage.
Are
Or you don't have
sure?
advantage, but you have sneak attack if you hit it. Go for it.
Do I not have advantage because I'm hidden again?
You are hidden. You have advantage. Roll for it.
Oh, thank
Thank you
you.
for reminding me.
Oh my.
18 hits. 6 would have definitely missed. And that's 7 piercing damage from your crossbow.
And sneak attack!
Yay!
And sneak attack. So that's 11. Cut in half is...
Yep, because no magical. Yay.
I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, as you pull the crossbow, catch it by surprise, and put an arrow through its head, it just kind of like looks over in your direction and glares at you.
Cool. I am
Anything
not.
else on your turn?
I'm good.
Okay, Kelma, you're up.
Let's see.
It would take half your movement to stand up.
Yeah, but say I'm gonna stand up. You're just gonna hear me mumbling, cursing a lot as and I'm looking up, and let's see, 20 to 60. How far is this guy from? Oops.
From you, he is 40 feet. So
Hmm.
if you have an item that says 20-60, if you're past the 20 range, you'd be attacking with it with disadvantage.
Got it. Because let's see. Oh, I have my 30. What? How far was it again? 40 feet.
Yeah, you have 15 feet of movement. Oh no, because you have 40 because you're level 2 monk, so you have 20 feet of movement left.
20
So I'd
feet
say
of
you can get to right under where Lam is at.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go
You
under.
probably get to right about there.
All right, and then I'm going to take. I have a sling,
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm going to use that sling and just sling just a regular rock or
Right.
a bullet. Excuse me, a sling bullet
Yeah, I got you.
at the
Okay.
guy.
Make your sling attack.
Sure. I'm just going to wind it up and just
David versus Goliath this thing and just
yeah,
throw it
David
around.
versus Goliath, and I'm just gonna be like, and like the entire time I'm just cursing. You're just hearing like a whole line of expletives as I'm loading and doing all this.
Oh shit. Okay. So that is
Wow.
the what the hell are these numbers? That's 1d4 plus 3 is 4. So you do 5 points of damage with the sling. Cut in half. But yeah, Jesus. As you fling this rock harder than you ever flung it before, and it connects and just kind of like inserts itself into the sackcloth of this scarecrow. Is that the end of your turn?
Well, I think that's well, because I'm not close enough to do anything else. I mean, so I'm just going to, and I can't have no more movement. So
Right.
I'm just gonna stand here for a second and just be angry.
Gotcha. Okay, Lam, what are you doing?
So paralyzed, I can't move or speak.
You can't move or speak.
I'm just going to firebolt.
Can you use an action with paralyzed? I can't ever remember what the fuck paralyzed does. Hold on.
Paralyzed. A paralyzed creature is incapacitated and can't move or speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dex. Saving throws, attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Incapacitated creatures
Incapacitated
can't
means you
take
can't do
action.
anything.
Okay, can't do anything.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I just read that.
Damn.
Incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions. Sorry. So as you look at Lam for what he plans to do, he's just kind of like stays there, terror in his eyes, or
In
his
his
lack of
non-eyes?
eyes. He's shaking, but you can't really see it from his non-eyes. Jesus, you and your non-eyes, you're gonna narrate weird shit. Sorry about that, buddy. The scarecrow in front of Trovic is going to make his attack. It's an 18 to hit.
Yep.
And it is 6 slashing damage as it reaches out and just gashes at you. That is.
I'm no longer paralyzed.
You are no longer paralyzed.
Yay!
It is going to. Move to this side of you. Sorry, I can't do that because it's things. It's going to move to this side of you, and that's the end of its turn. Trovic, what are you doing?
I'm going to rage.
You are going to
Woo!
rage.
He remembered.
Right.
Barbarian finally rages.
Our barbarian finally angry.
Yeah. So I don't know how to like activate that on my. Do I just?
I have no clue. I'd say just add the rage bonus to whatever you roll. It's +2. And we'll understand that it's halved
Okay.
for damage.
Then I'm going to swing
Swing away.
the great axe.
That definitely hits. With the great axe, that is 14 slashing damage. You lop off a limb of this one as well. The left arm this time. 14 plus 2, that's 16 points of damage. So that is... Jesus. Sorry. Okay, alright. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
We're gonna do it again.
Doing it again. Swing away. And that definitely hits as well. That is 6 more points of damage. As you see your generally docile Minotaur bring his axe up, and you see a fire that comes into his eyes that you haven't seen before, and he just takes 2 massive swings with his great axe, chopping off a limb with the first one, cutting into the leg of the second one, and this scarecrow kind of just wobbles on one leg for a minute, and then collapses to the ground, and you see the red in its eyes kind of just fade away as the eyes become hollow sockets once again. And that is the end of that guy.
Yay.
Yay. Rip.
As you all look around the perimeter, and you now wary and weapons drawn, keeping an eye out for anything else that might be moving in the shadows. It doesn't seem like anything is coming to the aid of the third one that screeched. As you all get back around your campfire, sorry, I'm moving you. I should move you. As you all get back into your bed rolls and back around the campfire and kind of very uneasy of this plains and fields, the third watch continues on. The day begins to brighten up and becomes light again. The fire still crackling and flaming a little bit. I guess I should ask before y'all go back to bed, would anybody like to say or do anything with each other?
Yeah.
I would like to collect my bolts.
You can collect. Yeah, I'd say once it starts to get a little bit, it's probably like creeping in on dawn. You could probably see where your bolts are and collect them easily enough.
Yeah, I walk up to the two casters, since they're right there, and I walk up and I just kind of say, and I just kind of put my hands together, like, you know, fist in a 5, kind of do a bow and say thank you for the assistance. And he goes, next time I'll make sure that I will not fall. And
I kind of smirk and go, see, it can happen to anyone.
And I still give him a glare. So I just kind of give him a glare, but it's one of those like, thank you, but fuck you type of looks.
And Lam suddenly, as you see the monk do this little nod and bow, of which you're somewhat familiar with, your sight again leaves you.
Yeah, I'm going to, as it's leaving me, I'm going to unwrap the cloth from my hand and wipe away the dried blood and put the cloth back on my face and smile.
See the blood on his hand?
Make a perception check.
No.
Nope, no blood seen.
He's not a door.
You just see him do some weird thing with his blindfold.
Remember,
Which you're
only
not sure what it
doors.
Yeah.
All right. And as the remainder of the party kind of tucks in for what remains to be an uneasy sleep, morning eventually comes, and you all are set to begin your travels again. Based on time, I think that's where we're going to stop tonight, guys.
Okay.